Good afternoon, or is it good morning, David? Thanks for agreeing to this a short sort of snippet to get a bit of experience of your experience and why perhaps you're doing a master's program in wherever that you're going. You're an architect by background, David. Yeah, you're a qualified architect practicing in Malaysia. Now, I understand that you're doing a master's in construction law at Robert Gordon University in Scotland. Do you want to share with us why you're doing the master's and what made you choose Robert Gordon, for instance? You know, what was your criteria? There are so many other universities that are offering it. Not too many, a few, but can you share with us?
Okay, thank you for inviting me for this unofficial chat. All right, the reason why I chose Robert Gordon, because number one, it is a part-time basis, is a part-time online learning, distant learning. So it really suits my my working environment and so on and so forth. So, you know, I'm reaching about 40 plus, and I think learning has no end. So I keep continuing upgrading myself, especially in this area of law. And Robert Gordon provides this opportunity by having this distant learning in the LLM. It's a law degree. Okay. It's actually a law school.
LLM, right? Okay.
So that is the reason why I choose Robert Gordon. And number two is because the curriculum is set in such a way that if you complete first year, you can actually be exempted to enroll as a member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrator. The year one
that's
module,
a full member category, right? Not associate.
Not associate, it's a full member category.
Okay.
So the entire year one category is actually modeled against the module 1 and module 2. That is the reason why they allow exemption. And if you want to go for fellow, they have this, we call it summer school additional paper on award writing. And if you pass that, then you go straight to the peers interview, and passing the peer interviews, then you can be enrolled as a fellow, full fellow as a Chartered Institute of Arbitrator. Okay. So this is a plus point. You kill two birds with one stone. Right.
Okay. So in other words, you chose because it leads to recognition by the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Right. The next question I have for you is this. You mentioned it's fully distance learning, and that was actually something that you had to do, probably because you're working full-time as an architect and so on.
Yes.
My question is, okay, yes, it's distance learning and all that. How would you compare that or contrast that with the experience if it was face-to-face as opposed to?
I would still, maybe I'm a little bit old-fashioned. I would still prefer the face-to-face, but you know, the situation with this lockdown, MCO, and the pandemic, I think what left choice that we have is actually through distant learning and kind of get used to this online distant learning. Okay. The RGU taught through the Moodles where they upload a lot of notes, although it's skeletal in nature, but somehow it forces you to actually comb the very thick legal textbook.
Okay, so you have skeletal in the notes, but then you are asked to refer to lots of other readings which you gather your
yes, correct. So you still have to go through. It's just like a normal law school. Okay. There is no exception on that. Even when they grade your paper, they will grade it accordingly, like the normal law school students will have to undergo. And the interesting part,
did you say it was a 2 or 3 year program?
It's a 3 years program. Actually.
And where are you in your stage of study?
I'm actually at my 3rd year, final year.
Ah, so you're the right person, and I'm glad I chose to ask you those questions. Okay, one other question, last question. Now, in what way does it help enhance your career? I mean, you're an architect. I thought you do design.
Most of the time, where it's not only design as an architect, you actually have to oversee the whole construction process. You actually put your ideas and to make it buildable. You see, so when you have to transform what your drawing stated into a built form, there is a lot of human-related issues that's coming in, and that's where you are ought to practice as a contract administrator. You know, as time goes by, you get to know a lot of these contractors, and even after the job, they start to call you back, ask you, you know, they ask you about advice on the contract law and so on and so forth. like for myself, I even end up to be under their retainer as a contract advisor.
Ah, right. Okay, so
So
you
that is
can.
how, yeah, that's how I comes into this area of ADR and claim consultancy and so on and so forth.
Okay, so in other words, doing the master's gives you wide options beyond traditional architecture in the contract administration, enhancing your skills and possibly acting as at some point arbitrator or party representative or claims consultant.
Yes.
Okay, is there anything else you want to share with the audience here at this international conference? Everybody will be watching. Any one last word perhaps from you?
I would say that it's a new experience, and going through law school is not so easy, especially for myself as an architect, because we used to think out of the box, and now we have to think within the box, within the confine of the legal framework, so to speak of. Okay. Yeah, so it's a very steep learning curve. Okay. And but I would actually advise technical people, the architects, the engineers, the QS, to actually embark on this journey as a lifelong learning. I would say that. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for that. That was really a good closing advice. Thanks again, David. I really appreciate your time. Have a good rest of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, or whenever it is. Thanks again, David.
Thank you very much.